Fimo Leather. Leather, what are you talking about, girl? Hi everyone, I'm Mel, the sculptress and artist from Two Feathers Gallery based in Australia. Fimo Leather is more of a novelty type clay that it really does look like leather. You can cut it with scissors, you can hand stitch it, you can even put it in your sewing machine and stitch it together in the sewing machine, which is very cool. The manufacturer says that you don't need any special needles or threads, just as long as you use really thin sheets of clay. However, if you are using thicker sheets of clay, they do recommend using a denim needle. Here is an example of some stitches I did on my sewing machine and it worked really well. This sheet of clay was rolled out at setting number 4 on an Atlas pasta machine. It's stitching really well, however I prefer to use a thickness of setting number 5 or 6. Meow, 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 meow. It's a textured clay with cellulose paper fibres in it that help to hold it together. Here's a cat tassel I made and hopefully I'll do a tutorial on it sometime. I made the tail of this raven sculpture with Fimo Leather as well. Its shine fades dramatically after it's been baked. It's a bit of a hybrid clay because it feels like a polymer clay and a paper clay mixed together. Because there are long paper fibres in this clay, it's a little bit harder to get a clean cut. Even though this is the case, you can kind of use it to your advantage because it gives it this really amazing kind of realistic die cut leather effect that you would see on like real leather. A great technique that you can use with this clay is to emboss it just like you would with leather, which adds even more to the leather look. You can see the beautiful leather texture in this sheet of clay here. So you could have it smoother or you could have it more textured. Here I am squishing the Fimo Leather straight out of the packet. I really, really love this clay and working with this clay. Even though it's on the dry side, I added some liquid clay, also known as TLS or Bacon Bond. Another thing that adds to the leather look is gently pulling the clay apart to enhance the texture, like this piece here. This comparison shows Primo Sculpey black coloured clay and the Fimo Leather black coloured clay side by side, so you can see the difference between the textures of these two clays. I'm using a ball tool and some other tools to show you how this clay performs. On this sample, you'll see that it doesn't hold detail too well. This is a needle tool I'm using. I've moved on to making some small marks and they have a bit of a fluffy look about them. I'm adding some balls here. The two balls on the right hand side cracked when I indented them, as you can see just now. And this is again caused by long fibres in the clay and it doesn't hold together as tightly as other clays do. This silicone shaper tool is not a good choice to try and join pieces together. On the Fimo Leather sample here, the balls took ages to attach and one of them just rolled away. I lost my poor Polymer Clay ball when somebody sneezed. There it goes. I found the best tool to join this clay is a metal tool with more force and precision to push it down and then smooth it out. Personally, I'd try to avoid having to join this clay because it's hard work. I don't recommend it. The isopropyl alcohol worked okay to clean it up, but I did need to use a little bit more force than usual. And while I was joining the balls, they also had a lot of pilling on them as well, those little daggy bits. You know when you find those white fluffy balls on your clothes in the laundry and they're really annoying, and also on this clay, and another element that makes joining this clay really difficult. Super difficult. This sandpaper leaves an okay impression but not a fantastic result, and the same with the wire brush, as there's already texture on the clay, so these tend to get a little bit lost on the Fimo Leather. The finished sample was generally the worst sample that I've completed in terms of having to really work hard to get it looking good. And this clay isn't designed to be worked with in this way. However, it does show you that it can be done if you really want to do it. With this particular clay, rather than hand building and joining and sticking things together, I recommend using this clay for embossing and for making thin sheets that you can sew. And you can make all manner of things that are super, super cool, including purses, wristbands, journals, tassels, bookmarks, handbag charms, and anything else that you can dream up. In this black cat tassel, I used Fimo Leather for the tassel and Primo Sculpey to make the head. Fimo Leather Effect comes in 12 different colours and in 57-gram packets. Some other colours are a bit out there and really fun to use. Bake Fimo Leather at 130 degrees Celsius. Blah, blah, blah. It can be an acquired taste, as it does have a bit of a different texture and look to other clays. I recommend buying one packet before splurging on a whole heap. You may like to share your favourite polymer clay and why in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe so I can continue creating free polymer clay reviews and other tutorials on this channel. It's been a pleasure reviewing this clay for you. We'll see you in the next video.